I began practicing Judaism, I guess, the day I was born. Both my parents are Jewish. Both their parents are Jewish, so I was born into it. I really wasn't huge into it as a young kid. I started going to Hebrew school at the age of probably around 8, second grade was when I started Hebrew school, so twice a week, Sundays and Tuesdays, I would go to the synagogue where other kids from the community who were Jewish, we'd learn the prayers, we'd go learn about the history of being Jewish.
Well, I was born Jewish, and so most of us who are born Jewish can't remember that far back. So it's when we actually first started practicing. My mother and her brother were born in Canada, and then they immigrated into the United States in the 1940s. So I grew up in a household that was practicing a fairly liberal form of Judaism, but with a mother who had been raised as a much more observant Orthodox Jew, and so it was a little mixed and also very pervasive in a lot of ways. Not so much in always going to a synagogue or a temple, but much of the kind of social and political environment I grew up in, to me, seemed very infused with our Jewish beliefs.
Headstones toppled at a Jewish cemetery near St. Louis.
A Jewish cemetery has been vandalized once again in Philadelphia.
At the Jewish Community Center in Birmingham, Alabama today, a phoned-in bomb threat and evacuation.
A new wave of bomb threats across the country at a number of Jewish centers.
This comes less than 1 week after a similar incident in Missouri.
With all the all the recent events of the vandalism and the bomb threats, the rise of anti-Semitism, it's a bit of a shock to me. I grew up with so much diversity that I didn't think this type of hate was possible. Being outside of that community and then looking at the news, seeing what's happening, it's very shocking to me. It's very, very sad, very, very overwhelming to know that this kind of hate still exists.
The events that have happened, the bomb threats and the desecration of the cemeteries, are frightening, and for me, it's very difficult not to feel, to some degree, very personally frightened by them. Growing up, one morning we got up and the car had very large swastikas that had been painted on the doors of the car. And even though these things have not happened near here, to me, I find them frightening.
It's extremely frightening to see the lengths that people are going to, and so to see that people are taking cemeteries, something so personal and where loved ones are laid to rest, and vandalizing it, and even passing comments, like just anti-Semitic comments here and there, to see that that's becoming normal, it's kind of frightening to realize that, well, this happened in Germany in the 1930s and 40s, and it's 2017 in the United States of America. So it's kind of a slap to the face, really.